Testing, 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 testing. All right. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keith back with another live stream. We're doing weekly analysis for the week of August 24th through August 28th. Stocks slash futures. And my bad, I'm sorry, I forgot to say it at the beginning of the intro. Today is Sunday, August 23rd, 2026. But welcome, 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 man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We finna jump into it, but first I got a couple public service announcements, man. A couple PSAs. Um, really just one, but I y'all know we try to get on here every Sunday to do our analysis for the week, right? We try to get on here every Sunday to do our analysis for the week, but I think I'm going to change it. Well, I know I'm going to change it to Saturdays. Um, as of now, I'm gonna change my weekly analysis to Saturdays. I'm not sure if it'll be Saturday morning around like 8:30 or something like that, or if it'll be earlier than that. Maybe it just depends. I don't know if I want to do the morning or the evening, but I do know I want to start doing my weekly analysis on Saturdays, just because on Sundays I like to tend to relax, rest, um, of course have our Sabbath, treat it as the Sabbath, and restore myself. So I think I want to switch it to Saturday. I want to go ahead and get all my work done for Saturday by Saturday, and then be able to relax on Sunday. Okay, so yeah, I just want to go ahead and inform y'all that. So instead of our weekly analysis being on Sunday nights, maybe we do either Saturday mornings, or I might do Saturday nights, like late night, maybe like 10:30 or something, if I do it at night. Um, but we're gonna figure out our schedule for what time we want to do. I'm thinking Saturday morning, so we're gonna figure out what time, or I could do Saturday evening. I don't know. We're gonna figure out the time, but when we do figure out the time, uh, of course I'll be going live, and if you got your notification bell turned on, you will know. Okay, he's doing it in the morning, or he's doing it in the evening. He's doing it the first. I'll say the first 2 or 3 times. It may vary because I'm gonna see which way best fit for me, but after like I say about a month of us doing it, we should have a set time that we like to do that. Okay. And really that was another announcement is that this live tonight will be a quick live, man. I'm really trying to key in and focus on building my prop firm accounts this week. Um so honestly, I say this week and next week might be some quick analysis weeks. Like I'm still gonna go over a couple stocks, but I'm gonna be mostly focusing on my futures prop firm accounts. Really want to build a couple accounts, just so we can lay down some nice foundation. Of course, y'all know we had to buy new accounts about a week or so ago. About a week and 3 days or so ago. We end up passing. Okay, we end up passing. But I did buy some more account. Well, I bought one more account this last week on Friday or Thursday, one of the two. And then I think I want to buy one more account because Apex got a sale going on for $15, and there's no promotion. I ain't getting paid for them, but they got $15 for account or $16 for account, $59 activation fee. So it's really like $70 all in. And then it is better deal that's going out right now. Like you got some firms that's dropping $50 accounts, but the Apex accounts, um, it's easier for me to copy trade because they all together. I don't have to use a different platform to group different firms together or nothing like that. So I think that's the only reason why I don't mind, trying to pay extra $10 or $20. But I'm thinking about buying another account this week. Well, I am gonna buy another one this week. So I really want to build all those accounts up for like the next 2 weeks, like get them all passed and get the buffers if we can within the next 2 weeks. So we're really gonna be focusing on futures heavy for these next 2 weeks, and that's gonna cause our weekly analysis to be kind of short because I'm not gonna be really focusing on stocks. Other than SPY and QQQ, the stocks that we do focus on probably be, I'll say, more likely we're gonna be like more swing trades. Like I'm holding it for maybe at least over a week. At least over a week, or at least 1 week, I'll say. But I don't think I'm gonna be day trading stocks these next 2 weeks, other than SPY and QQQ. Um, so I just wanted to get that little PSA real quick. So our weekly analysis will be on Saturdays for now going forward. The time, we got to figure out the time. We're gonna do it for about a month, see what time we like. Um, and I'll make an announcement. I might put it on like the YouTube post form and put what times we'll start trying to do it. And then second PSA is these next 2 weeks, our weekly analysis might be a little quicker and shorter, just due to we're gonna be focusing heavily on futures these next 2 weeks. Okay. Other than that, I think that's it, man. And then I also probably start, streaming. I think I said last Friday, last Friday. I think I said I might stream every day this week. I don't know. I know we're gonna stream a little bit more than we previous have, but we might stream every day this next week. We might do it every day for these next 2 weeks. Not too sure right now. I'm gonna try my best to do it every day these next 2 weeks, but we'll see. Sometimes I be in the mood to stream. Sometimes I be on my own little, time of streaming, but time of trading. But I think I'm gonna try to stream for these next 2 weeks since we focusing heavy on these prop firm accounts and stuff. I think these next 2 weeks do streams, but we'll see on that. We'll see on that. But I did all that talking, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it, though. If you're new here, welcome to G.F.T. Hopefully you join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you hit that like button. Comment. Say what up to your boy Keys. Ask me questions. If it's videos you want me to check out, send me the links. Yeah, make sure you turn the notification bell on so you'll know when I drop content or when I go live. Okay. All right. But now let's get into it. First thing first, we're going to go over our weekly our economic calendar. If you're new here, we get our economic calendar from. Let me turn this music. I'm gonna turn the music off for a second. Should I turn it off or turn it down? Let's just turn it down a little bit. It's a little bit loud in my ear. I think I'm gonna turn it off. Actually, we're gonna turn it off. We'll turn it on some other time. All right. Now, back to what I was saying. Well, first thing first, we're gonna go over our economic calendar. If you're new here, we get this economic calendar from investing.com. We put it on United States News, 3-star news only, because we only want high impactful news. Okay, we want to know when that market's going to move, man. We want to know when something drop. Hey, we might get a spike. So we put it on United States News, 3-star news only. And that is the reason why a lot of times our economic calendar for the week is a lot shorter than most calendars you may see out there. Okay. And again, that's investing.com. All right. Going into this week, starting off, as we see, we don't see Monday up there, August 24th. So as of right now, Monday, August 24th, we don't have any high impactful news. Of course, this calendar can get updated throughout the week, so we have to check it every single morning just to make sure nothing gets pushed back, nothing gets added. So be sure to check your calendar, every morning you can to make sure you're seeing what's scheduled for that day. But as of right now, as of August 23rd, 2026, we don't have nothing scheduled for Monday, August 24th, 2026. Okay? Then going into Tuesday, August 25th at 9 a.m., we have consumer confidence and also we have new home sales. Now, 9 a.m. Where I'm at right now, market opens at 8:30. That is after market open, 30 minutes after market open. So this new news can affect on if we want to take a trade before it comes out or after it comes out. But biggest thing we gotta watch out for is both of those news events are high impactful news. They both can give us pretty nice spikes, either to the upside or downside. So we will be cautious. At least I'll say at least 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. We want to see how that news affects the market on Tuesday. But consumer confidence and new home sales are both nice market movers, at least for for a quick spike. So we'll be looking out for that on Tuesday. Wednesday, August 26th, 7:30 we got core PCE, 7:30 we got GDP, 7:30 we got durable goods, and then 9:30 we got crude oil. Now, 7:30 on Wednesday is before the 8:30 open. So it is pre-market news. They are all high impactful news. They all can move the market, but the good thing is hey, we're not on we're not trading before market open. So it shouldn't have that crazy spike effect on us. Um, Biggest thing we gotta watch out for is once 8:30 opens up, the market opens up, we gotta see how it affects the market once market is open. Once market is open, we might give it 5 to 15 minutes to see how that news that came out in pre-market affects, all the buyers and sellers. And then it should be settled after that. It should be pretty normal Wednesday. Y'all know Wednesdays we normally expect some type of pullback or reversal potentially. So we will be looking out for that. And then at 9:30 we got crude oil inventories. Y'all know how I feel about crude oil. Crude oil, at least over here at G.F.T, we look at it and we just keep on trading. The crude oil, we're not too afraid to trade through crude oil. A lot of times crude oil only impacts oil, so it doesn't tend to affect the overall market. Sometimes it do. At sometimes, like the rare occasions, it may make the market, M&Q and NQES all them move, but it's rare occasions when it happens. So we're not too afraid of trading through that. If we're in the trade at 9:29, we might still hold it through that 9:30 news. Okay, but Wednesday, all in all, looks like a normal type Wednesday. We expecting pullback or reversal potentially. Then going into Thursday, August 27th, 7:30, initial jobless claims. Once again, it's a pre-market news before we get on the chart, so we're not really focusing on that news, which is biggest thing is once market opens at 8:30, see how let the market settle. Let's see if that news affect the buyers and sellers for the day, and then we should be good to go on Thursday. Then going into Friday, I know Fridays we look at that as market cleanup day. That's the cleanup day. If market was supposed to be bullish and it been bearish all day, it might shoot up real fast on Friday. If it was supposed to be at a certain level going to the downside and it been going up all week, it might shoot down real quick. So we know that's the cleanup day on Friday. But we got 8:45 PMI. That is 15 minutes after the market opens. Y'all know PMI definitely brings spikes. So we definitely going to be looking out for that. One, it's Friday. Two, it's PMI. So we got to be careful with them trades. We might downsize on Friday. Y'all know normally we like to downsize on Friday just to make it out, out the week safely. Okay. So, but all in all, that is all we have for this week. Look like a pretty solid week, man. Don't really look too crazy. I'll probably say Wednesday probably the main day I'll be trying to see what's gonna happen. Is we gonna reverse or is we gonna continue going a certain direction? Tuesday might give us our initial push though. I think Monday might be like I don't know, I gotta look at the chart. I haven't looked at the charts yet. But I'm thinking Monday might be like say if we're trying to go bullish or something. Monday might be like that initial first green candle. Tuesday might be the actual push. Wednesday gonna have to be determined of either pullback to reverse. Pullback and consolidate or pullback to potential reverse. So Wednesday, I'm thinking Tuesday and Friday probably gonna be like our mover days. Wednesday gonna be our decision day though. But I don't know though. I gotta look at the charts. Once you see the chart, it's kind of like you can put the puzzle together. So But that's just my guess as of right now. All right. Next we're going to get into our earnings report. Now I know I said that hey, we're not going to really focus on stocks, but I still want to go over the earnings report, and we still gonna go over the earnings reports when we do our future weekly analysis for these next 2 weeks. So we still gonna go over the earnings report. It's just like I said, we're probably not gonna focus on stocks as much other than SPY QQQ, which I can say the previous streams we had, like the previous, I think 4 streams we had, we really haven't been trading our stocks on there. I've been showing it, but I haven't been getting in I got in one position, 1 or 2 positions, but I don't know. I just know we're not gonna super focus on the stocks right now. But we still gonna go over the earnings, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Monday. Oh, before I go, if you're new here, disclaimer on G.F.T. on the Quisetrades platform, we go over our earnings reports and we point out the names that stand out for us that tend to be a good, decent mover. We like to play their earnings. We point those out. If it's a company stock or whatever that you see and I don't point out their name as like super important for us, it maybe just didn't catch our eye. Um, don't feel offended. Maybe I just don't know about that. I don't know every single stock. I don't know every company, how they move. Just comment down below and be like, hey Keith, you sleeping on this one. This one's a sleeper. And I'll try to check it out. If I see that comment, I'll try to check it out and be like, hey, this person told me this was a good stock. They told me this would have been a good earnings play. And it might be something I can add to my watch list. So don't get offended if it's a company you just die hard for and you like, man, he ain't say nothing about this company. Hey, I'm human. I don't know every single thing, every single move that's gonna come, okay? Alright. So now let's go into it. Monday, August 24th. Really don't see nothing that stand out. Okay, so should be just plain Jane Monday. Tuesday, before open. I see Dix. That's the first big name I see. I see some type of bank, but only thing I can say is probably Dix. But I don't even trade Dix Sporting Goods, so I mean, I guess you could say that's the name. After the close, we got Intuit, we got Zoom, we got Box. Really, those the main 3 names: Zoom, Box, Intuit. Something, what's that? Something semi-tech or something tech. Maybe that's a sleeper. I'm not too sure. Anything that say tech usually possibly could be a sleeper. So, but really, Tuesday the earnings turning up a little bit. It ain't really nothing too crazy. I'm really probably say Zoom and Box probably the main 2. Then going into Wednesday pre-market, don't really. I mean, what's that? Abercrombie and Finch, maybe that's a decent one. Kohl's, um, maybe those are only 2, but really nothing I'm too crazy looking forward to. But after the close, I know y'all see that big dog name right there. We got Nvidia after the close, man. We got CrowdStrike after the close, man. Really, Synopsys, HP. Yeah, we got some nice little names after the close. I mean, biggest ones I'm focusing on is, of course, Nvidia and CrowdStrike. Those 2, y'all know those my CrowdStrike one of my favorite ones to ever trade. To be honest, like out of all stocks, like day trading wise, CrowdStrike. It used to be Meta, but Meta been I don't know what they've been doing lately. Their charts haven't been the best to read, or I'm gonna say not best to read, but best to enter in off of. Um, Nvidia, I trade it, but I ain't nothing I be too crazy trading. Um, like day trading, long term wise and stuff is different. My list switch up long term wise, but day trading what purposes I like CrowdStrike. Um, yeah, Wednesday after the close is really where the heat start turning up. Then we got before the open Thursday. What day is that? What day would that be? The 27th, August 27th. We got Best Buy. We got TD Bank. We got Dollar General. I haven't looked at Dollar General's chart in a while. We got Dollar Tree. We got Burlington. So we got the retail stores. Really Dollar General, Best Buy. Really Dollar General and Best Buy the main two I'm gonna focus on. But Burlington and Dollar Tree might be some sleepers. Um, but I like Thursday pre-market. After the close, we got Marvel. Okay. Affirm. Ulta. Maybe Workday. Um, and then I see Autodesk. I'm not familiar with them. Then I see we got Gap at the bottom. Again, I don't really trade them, so I'm not too familiar. But it look like some decent names right there for after the close. So Wednesday after close, and then I think pretty much the whole Thursday look pretty decent when it comes to earnings. Then we going into Friday, don't really see nothing. Okay, pretty much like a normal Friday. So all in all, this earnings week, Wednesday and Thursday is the main two looker days, to be honest. But yeah, all right, let's go ahead and get into these charts. Um, yeah, we ain't got no more. Dang, there go me, y'all. Hold up, I thought I had the charts up. I got a picture of me. Let me put the charts over here for y'all. These charts over here. But yeah, we really ain't got nothing else to go over other than to jump into these charts. All right, first thing first. We're not at the end of the month, so I'm not gonna look at that monthly just yet. Well, I mean, we can glance at it. Let's glance at it. Just glance at it, man. First thing first, we're going over SPY. Okay, going over SPY. Make sure my stuff is still streaming. And we can put the music back on now. I just really wanted y'all to hear me during that time. Okay. Alright. First thing first, we're going over SPY. Let's look at this monthly. Monthly on SPY currently is bullish, man. We got an uptrend going on, man. We got a nice uptrend going on. It's bullish. There really ain't nothing to say other than it's bullish. Biggest thing I'm trying to focus on for the end of this to wrap up this month. Do we close above this previous high at 758.45? That's the biggest thing. Do we stay above there? Actually, let me put an actual purple line. Oop, purple line for that monthly high. Do we stay above it? That's my biggest thing. 758.45. Can we hold and stay above? We close above there. It sounds for continuation to the upside now. I will be a little nervous if we do have this big week by the end of that month. By the end of this month. Only reason is because yes, we can close past for continuation, but we may not get all the way back to the top of this monthly candle if we got a huge week. It might be some invisible daily gaps or weekly gaps sitting here. Okay. So usually with a big wick, it's potentially signs for, some type of gap that may be sitting there, causing a rejection. All right. Biggest thing, like I said, is just really just do we close past 758.45? Okay. Going to the weekly. Weekly. Last week we ended up closing bearish. We closed bearish. We had a red weekly candle telling us, and we closed. Is that? No, it's not a weekly gap. But we closed bearish, man. It's telling us market is looking for some type of pullback. Don't know how far down the pullback gonna be, but it's looking for some type of pullback, man. We are currently in an uptrend on the weekly. We got high, low, higher, high. Biggest thing I'm looking for though is on the weekly. I kind of more so don't want to go against the trend. Don't want to go against the uptrend. Okay, we don't want to go against the uptrend. But our entry, we will prefer a green weekly week for us to enter in. Since we're in the uptrend, we want to get in on a bullish candle. We had a bearish candle for the last week, so kind of make us like, hey, either go to the daily and wait till it make an uptrend and take longs in, or don't trade, because it's a rare weekly candle. Okay, we don't know how far down this pullback want to go. Do this pullback want to go back down to the previous higher low with inside the overall trend, which was right here at 729.10, Or do we just want to go deep enough just to make a new higher low instead of breaking the previous higher low? We don't know. Okay, we don't know. Um, so really, the weekly candle kind of got me just being neutral. You know, I don't really want to take a long unless I can see a daily uptrend or at worst an hourly uptrend at least. Um, before you even can try to take a trade. All right, at least to the upside. No shorts. I really looking at that week for shorts. I mean, we could try to aim for this previous week's low right here at 762. That could be a target, but I'm not really wanting to go trade against the trend. To be honest, I would just much rather see it start turning bullish. If we do got to trade against the trend, y'all know it'll be a scalp to the downside. All right, going to the daily. This is where we do our charting. This is where we do our markups. Looking at the daily SPY, we end up going higher high, low, higher high. So we had higher high, higher low. Then we end up immediately breaking that uptrend right here. We immediately broke the uptrend. So we basically neutral, like how we said for the week. We basically neutral as of right now. Um, the next higher low for SPY is sitting all the way down here at 729.10, like we said for the weekly. Um, do market want to push all the way down and break it to break this uptrend, or do it want to just find somewhere in the middle of this expansion to finally get its bounce to push back to the upside? That's the question. Okay, so really for us to try to take longs, we gotta wait to at worst we gotta wait for a daily green candle. We prefer a daily uptrend to get in, but at the very least we gotta at least wait till a daily green candle before we can say, you know what, we're going long. Okay, um, based off this daily chart. Um, as we see, we have multiple. We've been having red candles since Friday, August 24th. I mean 14th. It's gonna be Friday, August 24th. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red days in a row. That don't, just because the market gave us 6 red days doesn't mean, oh, we're bound to have a green day. No, it still can very well come down. We haven't bounced off of anything unless we got some invisible gaps or lower time frame gaps sitting here on the daily. We didn't bounce off nothing. So I can see us coming down to this daily gap down here at 760 potentially to at least see if we can bounce there. It's really just we just waiting on some type of trend, honestly. So just be patient. I know we said that we're trying to build certain accounts. I think when I buy the next account, I told you I'm about one more. Trying to think, cause I know the sale. I think the sale ends tomorrow, so I probably have to buy it tomorrow. If it don't end tomorrow, I'll try to buy it on Tuesday instead, because I want to buy it on a day that I actually feel like it's a decent day to trade. You know, um, this is not a this setup right here is not where I really want to take trades at. So yeah, we gonna make it at the time. I'm gonna check out the Apex sale. But let's put our drawings back on. Like I said, potentially we can find a bounce right here at that 760 52 level. Maybe the market want to come down here and bounce to go to the upside, or it could very well break it. You know, we could very well break it. Like I said, if we form downtrend underneath, the next target low is or higher low is all the way down here at 729. Now we do got other gaps sitting here in the mix. I'll mark out one of them. I'll mark out one of them. Give me 1 second. Do have other gaps. Let's just mark this one since this one higher. I can't even tell if that one all the way on there. It's super close. Is that one? No, it's not. It's not. Sometimes you gotta zoom in, or you can look at the little numbers at the top, and it'll tell you if your fair value gap is if the levels overlapping or not. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and mark that second level out. But like I was saying, we can either try to bounce at that 760 level and then start pushing back to the upside to come back and take these highs to continue our uptrend, or if we end up breaking, which will also break that monthly level at 758.45. We end up breaking that and making a downtrend underneath. I can see them shorts coming down at least 749, possibly to come lead us to that 729 level. Okay, but as of right now, I'm neutral, man. I'm neutral. I'm gonna say I'm 60% bullish. Okay, so I'm a little bit more bullish than being just straight neutral. The only reason why I'm just a little bit more bullish is just because we made an uptrend on that weekly. It just look like we in a pullback phase potentially. So I'm gonna follow this uptrend until it breaks it, okay? Alright, that's all for SPY, really. There's really nothing else to look for when it comes to SPY. Let's delete some of this. That was that weekly high. I was trying to see if we was gonna continue past it, but we didn't. Target level. What we targeting is this high, of course, at 779, but we're not gonna be unaware of this daily gap sitting here at 769. So that could be our first time when we get this bounce at 760 potentially. We can be targeting at 769 level, okay, first. Then depending on how it affects, how it moves right there, next target will be 774, then 779. Okay, so we put in a long position tool. This is what I'm looking for. Potentially, see if we can get this to go through. We're gonna just put it at the first target. Ultimate target up there though, but we're gonna put it at the first target. That is what we're looking for potentially. Okay. Going to QQQ. Let's look at the monthly real quick, like we did with SPY. So SPY monthly was in an uptrend, full uptrend, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, high, low, higher, high was the most recent things we did. QQQ is also in the uptrend overall. Overall is in the uptrend. But the most recent candles that we have, not an uptrend just yet. We got lower low with a higher high. So right now that's telling me neutral. We could play into these two ranges until we boom, break up, make a high high. Or if we start making a downtrend. Okay. So it's overall bullish, but the most recent candle is not in the uptrend. The most recent monthly candles, okay? Biggest thing for this monthly that I'll be looking for, just really, do we just close green? That's the biggest thing, because it's not, I don't think it's gonna push past these highs. I mean, it can, we still got a lot of time, but do we close green? That's the first thing I want to see. Once we close green, all I'm waiting on is once it breaks some highs, okay? Pretty much it. Really ain't nothing to really look forward to on the monthly for QQQ. Going to the weekly. Weekly, it's neutral. We got low, high, lower, low. So we did make a downtrend right there, but then we immediately broke the downtrend, made a higher high. So it's neutral right now. Previous counter we had was red also for the weekly, just like we had for SPY. Closing side of weekly gap. So it is a chance that we come clear the gap. Gotta be on the lookout for that. So like I said, I'm neutral. I'm neutral as of right now. We don't got no uptrend. We don't got a downtrend. Don't really know what we're trying to do as of right now. Biggest thing for the weekly, I'll be trying to see if I'm looking to go long. I want to see us above 715.50. And if we want to go short, I want to be below 715.50. So that's the biggest thing for QQQ. On the weekly, let's jot down to that daily. Daily pretty much look like SPY. Look like how SPY daily is. We end up breaking a uptrend. So we're neutral. Let's put our drawings on. Biggest thing with QQQ, possibly we want to bounce. We had some daily gaps already, but possibly we want to bounce at this next daily gap sitting down here at 707. Oh, wrong tool. 707.53. Maybe we're trying to bounce somewhere here. Really, with QQQ, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. It's just so many gaps on QQQ that I tend to just wait until I got my trend before I even touch it. I don't even try to trade off the gaps with QQQ because it be just too many gaps with QQQ. Just usually I just wait till I see a trend, then I get in. Or I look on MNQ to make my trade. Really, it's neutral, man. It really ain't nothing to say other than it's neutral. Can't say I'm bearish, can't say I'm bullish. I really can't even put a prediction tool on here as of right now, other than, like I said, possibly at 707. Look for them loans, but then, like I said, it's a gap right here at 709 that I'm not liking. Not liking that. So I'm gonna leave it alone until we start at least getting some green candles in the mix. Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone. Or, like I said, I have to possibly look at M&Q to get my trade for QQQ. Okay. Now we're going over to M&Q. See, look, it looks a little bit more cleaner now with M&Q. Let me delete some of these lines first. Delete some of these lines. Yeah, I know we put a lot of lines on it when we trading it. Okay. All right. Monthly for M&Q. M&Q monthly. Same thing as QQQ, is neutral. Overall it's bullish. Of course, overall it's bullish. But right now it's neutral. We can range between this high and this low. It could be ranging in between. Our biggest thing we want to see for the monthly, do we close green to potentially come take this high? Okay. That's our biggest thing. Why is this on 10? Alright. Going to the monthly. I mean the weekly. Weekly, like I said, with QQQ and SPY, closed bearish. We ended up, well, actually, on M&Q, we still technically in a downtrend. We got low, high, lower, low. So we're technically still in this downtrend. We do got a weekly gap sitting here. So we got to see how we do with this weekly gap. But looking at M&Q weekly, it's gotten me want to be more bearish. We do got, like I said, we do got two gaps. Actually, we got two gaps. So we could very well bounce right here around 29,032, or even if we get pushed down to 28,769. Gotta watch out for them two levels. But it kind of made me want to be more bearish because we didn't break and make an uptrend on the weekly yet on QQQ. Okay, so it's giving me mixed signals. With SPY and QQQ, I want to kind of, you know, look for potential loan opportunities. With M&Q, it's telling me, hey, it's still looking a little bit more bearish than anything. Biggest thing, like I said, is really that I think that 29,032 level gonna be the key level. I think that's gonna go 34. That's gonna be the key level. And we actually gonna put a draw in there. We're gonna put a weekly gap. Yeah. Alright. But like I was saying, that is the weekly. We close the bearish. And we're in a downtrend. So I'm potentially looking for them shorts. Potentially. Alright, going to that daily. Daily. We had an uptrend going. Okay, we had an uptrend going, but then we end up breaking it. We end up making a lower low. Now we don't have a downtrend. We might get a downtrend if we can close bearish tomorrow and take these lows. We have low, high, lower low. That'll be perfect for them shorts. And then, like I said, we'll probably take them shorts down to that 29,032. Where is it at? Let's see. Possibly take them shorts down to this yellow line here. Okay. Yeah, that's really looking like the game plan. Yeah, that's really it. I think that's the trade we'll be looking for this week. Or at least starting off this week. Because if we could come take that 32, just start making our way back to the upside to continue this most recent uptrend right here. High, low, higher, high. Could just get a pullback. We're gonna make a new higher high. Never know, we never know. But we're gonna trade what we see. If we end up breaking this low right here at 29,220, or I mean 29,202. Yeah, 202. You know, breaking that, then I'll be looking for them shorts, to be honest. Hopefully, don't do it all overnight. If it does it all overnight, then oh well. But if we end up breaking it, I'll be looking for them shorts down to that 29,034 level. So we could put our drawing to here. This is what we'll be looking for. The gap. Now, whatever that peak high be at, that'll be our stop. That's what we're looking for right there. Okay. We're looking for. Alright, that's M and Q. Now let's jump over to NYM. And I said this string gonna be kind of short and quick. Well, we still almost gonna be here a whole hour. But that's just due to me talking a lot. That's all. That's all. Alright, NYM monthly. It is bullish. Monthly is bullish. Monthly is bullish. We got high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. Now, biggest thing, did we close past this previous high at 53,659? That's the biggest thing. Did we close past there? We don't close past there. It don't really. We don't got signs of a continuation. Okay, it could potentially reverse. So we're gonna mark that off. Do we close above or below? All right, going to that weekly. Weekly, we closed bearish for the previous week. Okay, we closed bearish for the previous week. Oh, my bad. Let me go to M and Q. Okay, yeah. I'll make sure we wasn't trying to count today's candle as the bears. Yeah, we closed bearish for the previous week. Now we did close inside the weekly gap. We touched the bottom of the gap and failed to close below. So we closed back inside it. We could be trying to come back to the top of the gap right here around 54. What's that? 54, 53, 712. We could be trying to come back up to the top of the gap on the weekly. Gonna be looking out for that. But we had red weekly candle. Not until we get a green weekly candle, then we can say, hey, you know what? Go long, aim for these highs again at 54,885. Okay. Going to the daily. The daily is bearish. Okay. Daily is bearish. We got low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Potentially lower high. We get our first red daily count. We should be aiming back for these lows. Okay, we should be aiming for that 52,812 level. And I believe I still got, I got the target set. So, we end up closing red. Definitely should be aiming back down to that 52,812. Now, I'm going to say this. I will aim for this daily gap first. Because I'm not going to be, naive to the fact of we actually got another daily gap that's overlapping too. So let's mark that out. So we get a red counter. I wanted to close below 53,301. It closed below there, then I would be first aiming at 53,079. And then if we can close inside there, then that's when I should be expecting us to get down to that 812 level. But like I said, I'm not gonna be naive to the fact that, hey, we got daily gaps right here. Yes, we're in the downtrend. We should be aiming for a lower low, but we got daily gaps here. So say we get our red candle up here, it very well could just come to the daily gap, reverse, start making that uptrend. So we ain't gonna be naive to the fact that, hey, it's gaps right there, man. We gotta respect the gaps now. So yeah, that's why I said we really want to see that red candle If we can see that red candle close below 301, then we'd like to take the shorts down to that first top of the next gap that's inside the other gap at 53,079. Close below there, then we can be like, okay, we're looking for that push down to the 812 level. This might be a 2 to 3 day type of movement we have to have. If just not one big news event just push it all the way down. Okay. But that's what we're looking at. Yeah, that's really what we're looking at. If we start making an uptrend though, especially if we can push back above this daily gap. If we make an uptrend above 53,659, man, I'm looking for it to go back all the way to these highs. All the way back to these highs if we make an uptrend above there. Okay. And that is the futures that we're going to go over. I don't think I'm going to go over oil and gold this week. I'm going to just focus on NYM, M&Q. Let me see. Let me go just check out oil. I'll check out oil, man. I don't really trade it, but I see we would have won his first trade. It's just I done trade. I ain't look at the chart after I drew the drawings. It's in an uptrend. First green candle, we look to take the highs again. I'll say that. We look to take highs again. That's about it. We do got daily gaps in here. Alright, that's about it, honestly. Really don't want to see it close back below here. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it here, man. Cause I'm like I said, I don't really not gonna be doing stocks this week, so unless like I said, unless it's something I'm gonna hold for like over a week, but yeah, y'all be tuned for the streams this week. Like I said, we're gonna be focusing heavy on futures for the next 2 weeks, man. So be sure y'all have you subscribe, y'all turn the notification bell on, be ready to tune in when we go live.